Let's take this time to wish our Laker brethren, Anthony Davis, a speedy recovery. He got hurt tonight. Looks like a groin injury. Looks like he's going to probably be out for about 2 to 3 weeks. That's how long that injury usually takes. So, the 40-year-old will hold a fort. You got Max Christie. You got Dorian Finney-Smith. You have
Dalton
Vando
Connect.
is back.
Dalton
Dalton
Connect.
Connect, right? So those guys
Austin
will
Reeves too, Team USA member. Austin
Team
Reeves.
USA
Yeah,
members. So
Austin
those guys will
Reeves.
be able to hold the fort,
Yeah,
right? So speedy recovery to Anthony Davis, and hope he comes back in time.
they've got like what 8 games before All Star or something around there.
Yeah, yeah,
Seven,
yeah.
seven, eight
So
games. They
so just
should
get it.
go. Do you think they can go 7-0 with no AD?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah, or maybe 8-0. Actually, maybe 8-0.
absolutely.
Yeah, right. 0-7.
Speedy recovery though, Anthony Davis. Speedy recovery, because we have injuries as well, so we know exactly how that feels.
Yeah, it
A ton of
sucks.
injuries.
Sucks.
Anyways, let's talk
Pivot.
about the game tonight.
Let's pivot.
Let's talk about our game tonight. So our game, um, Trace Jackson Davis played 6 minutes tonight. On the flip side of that, Quentin Post played 16 minutes. Kevon Looney played 24 minutes. 6 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks for Kevon Looney. Quentin Post 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Uh, 10 points off of the bench is really, really good. Brandon Pajemski Pods had 20 points, 12 shots, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Pods had an excellent game tonight.
Yeah,
Amazing game from Pods tonight.
yeah. He
Pods,
fixed he fixed it up in the fourth
yeah. So
quarter. Like that.
sometimes, but sometimes, like like you're in the season and things are getting thick. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the thick of the season, right? So it just looked like Pods tonight. Like he looked real comfortable. He was making quick decisions. He played really well. Dennis, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. He
That's
kind of scared us for a second.
that's Dennis I know, bro. That Dennis is the no one to know, bro. The book.
Yeah. So Buddy Hield, 1 of 7, not
Chip him
still
up.
still not shooting the ball well, but eventually he'll find his shot. Moses Moody, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Andrew Wiggins, 19, 5 of 17 shooting, 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Got to the free throw line 9 times tonight. We shot 31 free throws. Andrew Wiggins, 5 of 13 from three. Not bad. That's really good. Uh, no, sorry, he shot 5 of 8 from three. Dennis is the one that took 13 threes tonight. So 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, a steal. They played pretty good tonight. 32 minutes for Andrew Wiggins. Dennis was the high man tonight at 34 minutes. So we out rebounded Utah, and we took more shots than Utah did. So there's been many nights where I'm looking at this stat, and that's where I consider winning the possession battle. So most importantly, we had 9 turnovers. Utah had 15. So we won the possession battle tonight. 15 offensive rebounds. They had 5. So we've been crashing the glass like crazy. So that's definitely a good thing. So we need to get back to those winning ways of where we're defending and we are getting. There was a point, I think maybe it was like the first or the second quarter. I was noticing that they were getting a lot of stops, and they were leading into transition buckets. I think it was the second quarter. And coincidentally enough, they scored like 35 points in that quarter. So um, that's going to be important going forward. Keeping our turnovers low and turning other teams over. Like I think that's where the game is going to be won in those categories. Like because in the second quarter, they were getting a lot of stops and transitions to go the other way. So that was really good tonight. Kyle Anderson, 6 points, 2 rebounds. He had 11 minutes. He was solid tonight. Um, you know what I've noticed? And I called it before the game. Kevon Looney, 24 minutes. Quentin Post, 16 minutes. Trace Jackson Davis, six
Trace
minutes.
Trace isn't that good on the glass. Can't keep can't
Did
keep
you
him when we
notice?
need the rebounds.
Do you notice that Trace's minutes is just dwindling down?
Yeah, because Post is playing well when
Yeah.
he's got his minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've just been noticing that ever since Quentin Post is in there. By the way, Quentin Post had two threes tonight. Let me tell you something. He had like one little hiccup at the rim. But if he's going to set that screen and then slide out and slip, um, he's going to be wide open all the time. Like if you have Steph in a ball screen with him and they're playing that two-man game, he's just going to flare out and then he's just going to make that shot. He is really confident making that shot. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's what he should be doing. I need him to do that. I need him to, stay, be tall at the rim, keep him out of, keeping him, keep him out of, drop coverage as much as possible because that's when the defense really starts to crater. So I want to see him do exactly what he did tonight. If he does that, it our offense is just so cluttered that one big doing that makes a world of a difference, right? So it's going to give Draymond more passing angles because I feel like Draymond is just forcing passes. And I feel like that's going to give Draymond a better angle when he comes back. And it also gives us room to play that lineup, right? So,
Yeah, to be fair, seeing TJD and Quentin, I don't think there's much difference in the defensive ability.
yeah.
And once if Post gets settled in and we can try to start him at the five with
Hmm.
Draymond at the four and coming at the three, that could really be something. Because we've been craving for that. But there's been one sticking point all these games, even today, the fast break points. We've always been losing in those. Today also it was like 12 to 5 or 7.
Yeah.
I don't know what we could do for that.
Yeah, so tonight we played pretty good transition defense. We got back. There was a couple of times where they took some threes and it led right into transition, right? So I kind of want to see, what the guys are going to do going forward, right? So that's actually pretty cool to see. Another thing, so we won that game. So let's go for the other one tomorrow. Tomorrow night. The last time we played OKC, we lost that game, right?
Yeah, we had no ball handler except Steph.
Yeah. So let me see how they look against OKC tomorrow. That should be interesting.
I think Pods being back gives us a good bench unit
Yeah.
because he is really confident with the ball and I think we were lacking that. I think
Hmm.
people underestimated his impact off the bench. People didn't quite see it, but now since he's back since the injury, he's been really good again.
Yeah.
He's been like the twilight rookie, end of the season zone again.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
we
Yeah,
we needed this win tonight. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just kind of stating the damn obvious here. So now we're 23-23. We're one game behind Sacramento. We're a game and a half behind Dallas. Game and a half behind Phoenix. Uh, 2 games behind Minnesota. Three
Wolves
games
and
behind
Phoenix
the
play
Clippers.
tomorrow.
Huh?
Wolves and Phoenix play tomorrow.
Who does Phoenix play tomorrow?
Wolves.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bulls and Phoenix.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
We play Phoenix on Friday, I believe.
yeah. If we can win, I hope. I don't think we can win against OKC. We can try, but the
Why
Suns game
not? We've been
is.
the
Why
most
not?
competitive team against OKC all season.
Yeah, we don't have anyone to guard. Like we have Wiggins, obviously, but it's like we kind of suck on the defensive end, and I think Ludort, this Shy, and who's that other guy? They'll expose us a bit. I think. I hope they don't, but
Nah, we're okay, man. We just have to
We're
take care of
okay.
the other guys, bro.
Yeah, we're
Shea,
okay.
we got Shea covered, man.
Yeah, so
yeah,
we're okay with that OKC thing. The 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 thing with OKC is that the teams that they really really throw a monkey wrench in are the teams who up top run their offense, high pick and roll, and they do that thing. We kind of bother them and teams like Houston because they lock up point of attack. You know, let me see how they move the ball tomorrow. If I see like them moving the ball and the ball is zipping around, they're gonna have a long night. It's really when that ball sticks that they really lock up
yeah.
teams, right? So the goal tomorrow is going to make sure you move the ball, make sure you rely on Steph's gravity, make sure you're
I think.
making good
I
passes
think.
because that's going to be the key.
I think we should start post tomorrow. I don't think anyone's guarding. I don't think TJD is guarding anyone on their roster well enough either. So I think post should start tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's been getting good minutes, and he'd be a nice change of pace
I
tomorrow.
don't think Kerr is going to go that drastic tomorrow. If he does, I'll be shocked. But he's still going to start TJD. But the writing is on the wall, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he the entire season he hasn't been that intense on the glass.
Yeah.
Like he was in a few games in between when he was getting like 15 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 13 rebounds, something like that.
Yeah.
But again, he's dropped back to what he's been all through the season. He's just not there. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah. So I don't mind. I don't mind how the guys played tonight. They started off the game kind of sluggish, but it is what it is. But in terms of the next couple of games, who do we have coming up? So we got Utah tonight. So we got OKC, Phoenix, and Orlando, right? Two ESPN games back to back. I fucking hate the ESPN games because we watch those on playback and they're annoying. So OKC, ESPN, Phoenix, ESPN, and then we have Orlando. So two of these three teams are high level defensive teams. And what I want people to do is that I want people to really pay attention on how we do against these top five-ish defenses. OKC is one of them, Orlando is another one. Um, any team that is like a perimeter heavy defensive team, I think we're going to do pretty well against because of how we move the ball. Now, a function of our movement is Draymond, and Draymond obviously isn't there. So it'll be interesting to see how they operate. Then we have Utah again, and then we have the Los Angeles Lakers on February 6th, which is next Thursday. I really, really hope Anthony Davis is back in time, Really, really hope that he's back in time. Speedy recovery, AD. Hopefully, you only miss like 4 games and you come back against us. Really hope you miss. Don't miss any more time. That's going to be the second game of sheesh, like a 6 game road trip. So Utah, LA, Chicago, Milwaukee, Dallas, Houston, and then they go into the All Star break, and then we start off uh, the road trip. Or we start off the All Star break in Sacramento on the 21st, right? So hopefully, can win in Chicago. That Milwaukee game, we'll see how that game goes. But there's only one back to back, and it's Houston. It's Houston Dallas, and Steph really hasn't been playing any of these back to or not many of these back to back. So hopefully we can win a couple of these games. Go on a little streak here and really climb out of this 500 bullshit spot. So
I think Kaminga should be back for that as well. Um, Given he should return around 10th Feb, I think the expected date, like a week after the deadline.
when does he, based on the way that I heard them talking, I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to be back until after the All Star break.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because think about it. Like, how many practices is he going to get in? You know what I'm saying? Like, they really don't
Yeah,
practice that much, and you know how they do with the 2 or 3 practices thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious of that. Now, let me say this, bro. Like, I'm just watching Houston and I'm watching OKC. Those are the two teams that I'm locked in on. And the reason why I'm locked in on those teams is because one, I think we started off the season with that template. And for some reason, it's like multiple reasons why we kind of like fell off from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, then the offense
yeah,
fell off. We weren't shooting the ball well. The defense especially fell off. Like, I was charting the defense, you know.
yeah. You don't make shots. You get out rebounded, and then your defense crumbles.
Yeah, but it's not that they're getting out rebounded. It's that we were playing tiny ass lineups, and
Hmm.
we're actually one of the better defensive rebounding teams in the league, right? Or defensive and offensive rebounds teams in the league. That's not what it is. It's more like they were playing like these tiny ass lineups for some odd reason because the offense fell off. But a part of why the offense fell off is that the defense fell off. If you look at like the transition stuff and the things
Yeah.
that they were doing in transition, they just weren't
Hmm.
creating the same type of pressure, but they weren't creating the same type of pressure because they were putting weaker defenders on the court and they were running like these, all these stupid small guard lineups. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can get out of that nonsense. That's my hope at least. We'll see.
Yeah, but deadline will be crazy a little because I think Houston will be targeting a guy, a dude.
So I was doing some rough math, right?
Yeah,
So when we were 12-3, we were so league average offense is 113 points. So league average offense and defense is 113 points, right?
yeah.
So I think of the 113 as that line, right? So think of it this way. Are you above that line or are you below that line? Okay? So think of it that way.
Hmm.
Before when we had that start, before when we had that start, we were +2 on offense, right? Meaning that we were 2 points better than league average. So we were like a 115 on offense, right? After on defense, we were a +7. Okay. After we were a -4. That means that we were below that 113. And on defense, we went from it's like pretty much a 9 point swing. You know what I'm saying? So it was a +7 on defense before, and then after it was a -2. You know what I'm saying? And then when I went back and I watched, bro, like we weren't creating that same type of defensive pressure. Tonight was one of the first nights that I really remember us creating that defensive pressure. You know what I'm saying? So we went from a +7 all the way down to a -2. So our defense was below league average during that time, right? So here's what I want to see going forward. I want to see our defense be like a 114, sorry, our offense be like a 114 and our defense just go back to the +4, right? So a +4 is like a 109, 108 defense. That's where I need to see the shit go back to. If we're in that 108, 109 defensive, because right after the All-Star break, defense kind of picks up, right? So if we are to make a run, we're going to have like a 114, 115 offense, and we're going to have like a 108, 109 defense. So that's going to be a net rating of like +5. Last season, we had like a +5 net rating from January 15th towards the end of the season. So that's what I need to see for the rest of the season. I think we can do it. Guys are going to come back healthy. Let's see what we do at the trade deadline. Let's see what improvements they make. But I think they have the personnel to do it. They were doing it before, bro, and until the defense fell off of a cliff.
I think yeah. We also changed the defense a bit because I remember when we started the season, we were throwing two guys at the handler and then pushing the players to the side.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that anymore. We're not pressing the same.
Yeah, so the type of defense that they were playing, they were really playing some aggressive defense. And then for some reason, it just kind of fell off. And tonight, I get it. It's a Utah Jazz. They're missing a bunch of people, but tonight was one of the first times that I've really seen them, really pressure up, and was playing defense where they were turning over people. If we're gonna have Gary there, if we're gonna have Wiggins there, right? Like I would, I don't want to see a lineup without Gary or Wiggins out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I need to have one of those guys up top playing defense so the overhelp doesn't start. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I've watched us play any one of these teams, you notice that guys sink in to help, and then all of a sudden you see somebody wide open on the weak side, right? So when you have that guy up top, he gives the defense three or two extra steps to get back to that corner shooter on the weak side. You know what I'm saying? So that's a typical play,
Yeah.
right? So that's kind of what I want to see going forward. We'll see what trade they can make. My preference is not a center. My preference is another perimeter guy. We need two more of those guys. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
We could have had Lavine.
A lot of I'm talking about somebody that can guard. People are leaning and saying
3 and D.
more shooting, more shooting, more shooting. Bro, like if I can get another guy right out there that can lock up and prevent the overhelping, I would that's the route that I would go. A lot of people disagree with me, but every night I watch Houston, every night I watch OKC, those are the types of guys that they have and they're running away with the league.
I
Right?
think if you can get someone like that alongside someone like a Vooch or Miles Turner, uh, I don't think that will happen, but that's a dream.
Yeah, so I
That
mean, like I wouldn't even mind Miles Turner, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, what if you get another perimeter guy in there, somebody that can lock up? I'm not sure who that name is going to be, but that's my preference. I think that's the route that we should go, but a lot of people are going to disagree with me.
Who do you think shouldn't be on this roster come deadline though?
Question for you, Fitz.
I can see a few names already that
Well, here's
shouldn't
the thing
be.
though, right? A lot of people are going to say that we should deal the expirings. And in a certain sense, I agree with that because when you get to the deadline next year, um, when you get to the deadline or going to the deadline and you're thinking about next year, what you're going to see is that you're going to see us wanting to maintain that salary slot. I think from 2019 onwards, I think we did a pretty good job, a fairly good job of maintaining the salary slot, right? There's been like a few instances where they've let guys walk, like Kelly Oubre, and in 22 they didn't use that mid level. So there's a few times that they went into money saving mode, but it didn't matter. We were good enough to overcome the cheapness. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want to go into the luxury tax and maintain that salary slot with Oubre. Didn't want to get right, but after that, um, they got Wiggs to take a bargain, Poole, and then after 23, I feel like the franchise just went into money saving mode. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but still, that's like these are the only assets that you can cash in on right now.
hmm
Otherwise, these will be like very redundant because we don't have that many picks to build a squad up
yeah,
again right now. So maybe just trade them and get someone long term,
I'll take.
someone who
Yeah,
can fight now, basically.
yeah.
Buddy has to go. Buddy has
Buddy
to
is
go.
not playing well, bro. Like Buddy looks like he's terrified to shoot the ball, bro. It's
Even
and
wide open looks,
I'm gonna
just
be
not
honest
making
with
them.
you. It doesn't give me much hope in the playoffs because he looks like he's shitting himself, right? So in in the playoffs, those shooters, they're typically the first one to get taken off the chessboard, right? So that doesn't give
Yeah.
me a lot of like a lot of people kill Clay, right? But the thing about Clay is that Clay didn't give a shit, bro. Like whether he was in a slump and all of that, he just kept on shooting. You know what I'm saying? Buddy looks like Buddy looks like he's just having cold sweats every time the ball hits his hand, right? So hopefully he can shake off whatever he needs to fucking shake off because you can tell that his hands are shaky every
I
time he
don't think
touches the
that's
ball.
gonna happen though, because it's been like a really long stretch, and today was the game where Steph was out. He could really get his game off, and unfortunately, he didn't do that.
Yeah.
2 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. I think that was his stat line. I'm sorry, but I'm not moved.
He fucking bricks for a reason. Oh yeah, Space. I got a question for you, Space.
What's going on?
Would y'all trade for De'Aaron Fox or no, man? That's what I'm curious about.
We were talking about that on playback this morning. So a couple of things on that. I would love to trade for him. You know what I'm saying? That fixes that two guard little quandary that we have. But one, I would love to have him. Two, I don't think there's a chance in hell that we can get him. Um, I saw
Okay,
some.
so trade toss.
I
Yeah,
saw Minnesota. Minnesota wanted him for 500. By the way,
I
Minnesota
think
wanted.
he's going Spurs or Houston. I don't think they
Oh yeah,
sell like trade him to in the same division.
he could come to Minnesota too. By the way, but we had to give him like
yeah.
fucking
So
shit.
so I don't
Randall,
think
yeah.
I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to any one of those teams. It's pretty much where he wants to go, and I think he wants to be in San Antonio. I think it probably just makes more sense for him. I would love to have him on the Dubs because you know that would
He's just a
solve
seamless fit.
a lot, bro. Like he's a menace. Right? He's an absolute menace. That's one of the guys where I absolutely hate going up against him, bro, because a few years back, his mid-range percentage was absolutely bonkers. When he was going at you full speed, and then he just pulls up and he takes that midi butter. You know what I'm saying? Now the other thing with him is that one, Vivek is the owner. Vivek hates the Warriors. That's the first thing. He has like this weird fetish about the Warriors, right? Um, the other thing is that they're a divisional rival. I don't think there's a chance in hell that they pull the trigger on that. So I think that he's going to end up in San Antonio. I don't
And
even
what about your
think,
Jimmy?
huh?
And what about Jimmy Butler? Your Jimmy Butler shit. That stuff with the
You want
Warriors.
No,
Jimmy?
I
Like,
I think we should get Jimmy at this
Okay, the
point.
three teams that could get Jimmy is like our team would get Jimmy, your team would get Jimmy, or like the fucking what's the team called?
Suns
The
are not
Suns. The
getting
Suns.
Jimmy.
The Suns.
Suns are not getting Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
Beal
By the
won't
way,
waive his
Miami Heat
NTC.
said they want Miami Heat said they want Randall. I don't know why they want Randall, but they want Randall for some reason. So like I don't know how that goes down. Shit. So yeah.
so who's
I think his contract is up in the summer as well.
who's in the running
Randall.
for Jimmy?
Okay, so the teams that are running for Jimmy is the Golden State Warriors. Okay.
Yeah,
Suns.
Our team is in running because they want Randall for some reason and Rob Dillingham for Butler, I guess.
yeah.
It's gonna be a 4 team trade. It's a Sacramento It's gonna be the 4 team trade basically. So we have to trade Jaden McDaniels, Rob Dillingham for Jimmy Butler basically,
Okay,
and then you guys, and then the Suns. So like a 3 team trade.
interesting. Okay. Um,
But I wouldn't risk it at all because like you got young players and shit, and I wouldn't risk Rob Dillingham getting traded because he might be our future point guard and
Yeah,
shit.
Rob Dillingham was the reason you guys let you know.
One,
He is the star. He
he
is the
really
future
helps
star.
us win games. We were three
Yeah.
three and 0 because of him. I wouldn't trade him at all.
yeah. I don't know, bro. Like, I look at that. I look at so Minnesota. Why did so they must be playing some games with Phoenix right now because Phoenix just traded unprotected first for two firsts, right? So um, it'll be hilarious if they actually don't get anyone for him. But let me be honest with
I
you.
pray they don't get. I pray that Phoenix does not get Jimmy at all. I do not want Phoenix
Yeah,
to get him, bro. I hate the
let
Phoenix
Beal hold the
bunch.
cards. Let Beal hold the cards. I don't want him to waive his NTC.
Let me ask this question, and I love Jimmy Butler as a player, right? But let me ask this: are we going to give him the benefit of the doubt for averaging 17 points a game?
Fuck no,
The
hell
thing
no,
is,
absolutely not.
the
But
thing is,
if his defense
if we
is
are
good, then
trading
yeah.
just our expirings
If his blocking is perfect.
and he's up for a bargain where we only use a single first, protected first, and a couple of second rounds, and just the expirings. His contract is up in the summer anyway, so it's like either way, we are not losing anything. You could make a run.
Explain that. No,
That's
no, no, no. Because I don't think that's true. Explain that to me.
he like if we can just trade our expirings because they want expirings Heat, and if he is on a bargain like a single protected first and a couple of second round picks and something like that, if that works, maybe if we can
That's not what they're
not
asking
trade.
for, though.
That's what I read recently in the morning, I think. Like someone
Okay,
was
so
yeah.
so one, you're going to need to match his salary, right? So the we're not trading Steph, right? So the next highest contract on the board is Andrew Wiggins, right? So you have Andrew Wiggins, you have
JK.
you have JK, right? So I don't think
We
they're
have
going to want to
Schroeder.
trade away the two wings for one, right? So
You're gonna
No,
have to
we have
give up.
Schroeder, we have
You're gonna
Buddy,
you're
we
gonna
have
yeah. You go.
yeah, we have Schroeder, Buddy, Looney,
Peyton.
Anderson,
Peyton.
Jimmy too.
Yeah.
We can use those to get up to 40, 48.
Realistically, the trade's gonna be Buddy Hield, Dennis Schroeder, Jonathan Kaminga, and Gary Payton for Jimmy Butler. That's the realistic shit, and then you add picks in it. That's
does
like
that
major.
money work though?
I don't know if it works, but
No,
like I
that
don't
the
know.
money
That
doesn't
might,
work.
that might be realistic, but it depends.
I don't
And
think that
you have
money
to add
works.
Andrew Wiggins.
I think if we can keep Kaminga and keep Kaminga or Wiggins and get Jimmy Butler.
I would like drop Wiggins and keep Kaminga.
I'm going to
Kaminga's
be honest with you. One of the wings has to go, right? And the most likely one to go is Andrew Wiggins because of how the money works. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be honest with you.
What if we could do it without giving
Hold
either
on.
of those two
Why is
guys?
Jimmy Butler only taking 10.5 shots this season?
he's fucking frustrated. It looks like he wants to be traded and he wants to be somewhere else. Maybe that's why. Or maybe he's just bud juice. You never know.
No, he's definitely not playing for Heat at this point. He's checked out. He's fucking checked out.
I mean, the thing with Jimmy Butler is like, if you once he goes to your team, you're gonna have trouble like with like handling him properly and shit because he gets frustrated super madly.
Okay,
And then
so when does he turn 36?
Next year,
When? No, that's not true. When does he turn 36? I'm asking this question for a reason.
he turns 36 this year. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, September. So he turns 36 September.
Yeah,
He's averaging 17 points a game. So are we saying that he's just going to come here and
just
he's
scored 30.
I mean, playoff. We both know playoff Jimmy is playoff Jimmy. He can do special things in the playoff if we make it there. And the motivation for a guy to play for a good team is
so when does
very
that playoff
underrated.
Jimmy shit wear off though? Like at what point does it wear off? It's almost like we just give it to him. Like, oh, you're just going to show up in the playoffs. Like, at what point does that wear off?
I mean, he does. He does. But like, yeah, you gotta reach that at this point. But
But I
still,
feel like a Quentin Post and Jimmy Butler duo will be fucking tough. That's what I think. Jimmy Butler, Quentin Post, Steph Curry type of trio will be
Yeah.
fucking tough. It would.